Keep smiling. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I am your host, Chantele Francis, and here with my lovely co-host today, we have
Mr. Jojo O'Toole.
Hi, Jojo.
Hi, sweetheart. I don't know how lovely. I don't really feel too lovely today.
I mean, I love your hair.
I mean, I'm shacked up in Nova Scotia, fully isolated, growing out a little bit of a beard. The lighting's, oh, that's better. I'm in my childhood bedroom, which has been changed into like a nursery and then a grandmother's something. So I'm really feeling it.
Bed.
Yeah. My little day bed, a little off-white day bed.
I mean, I like I've always wanted a day bed when I was growing up. I was like, I want a day bed.
It's such like a preteen thing to want. You're like,
I wonder what it is.
Yeah, it's like from the ages of 11 to 14, you're like, day bed. I need one so bad.
Maybe it's because it has the second bed underneath it and you can have a sleepover.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all of my sleepovers ended up like, I was always joined. So I'd be like, come on over. It's okay. Come on over with me. We can do this.
Oh, and like you're in your same side?
Yeah. Like, come on over.
I used to love sleepovers. I was a sleepover, but I used to always get in trouble by the parent because I always made everybody laugh and my laugh was always the loudest. So they always heard me laughing. And then the parent would be like, Chantele, be quiet.
Yeah. Go to bed. It's midnight.
Oh, it's so funny, you know?
So, I can't help it.
Well, if this is your first time on Reality Realness, we talk all about things reality TV and all the gossip that goes along with it. So make sure you subscribe right down below so you can hear more from us. Now, today is Wednesday, and I'm calling it What's Happening Wednesday. So just to talk about some of the things that are going on in most likely reality television pop culture. Have you been hearing anything interesting going on, or do you need me to prompt you?
I mean, today's a big day for all of us, I think. I looked at the time, like I went to bed after midnight last night and I was like, it's today. How am I going to sleep? What am I doing? And in Nova Scotia, there's like an extra hour from Toronto. So normally I'd be watching things at 8 o'clock. Now I have to wait till 9 o'clock here. So that's going to be a big struggle for me.
I think the premiere is actually at 9 Eastern.
No, I have to wait till 10. Oh my God.
I could be wrong, but I'm
You're
like
probably right.
Sure that it's because it's usually 8 on Thursdays and 9 on Wednesdays because it's usually after Survivor, right?
Right. I mean, we're not getting Survivor, so.
But I think they kept this time slot like that. It's probably gonna be like Amazing Race coming in there or something. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but I believe it's at 9 Eastern.
Well, let us know in the comments below. or I'm Googling it.
No.
Yeah, I'm Googling it as soon as we're finished. First thing I do, time Big Brother Tonight, send. So
there's been a few announcements that have happened since that we've had any discussion. So since Monday, tons of things have been going on. Firstly, they gave a house tour. Julie came on, she seemed like she was from her house, and she gave a tour of the new Big Brother house. What are your overall thoughts of the overall house and any feelings about things in particular?
I was really actually pleasantly surprised. I find that the Big Brother Canada house is usually beautiful, and I really like their styling. I like that they do themes. I like that it's like extravagant. And to be honest, I'm not usually a huge fan of the American Big Brother house. I find it blah, whatever. I don't really pay attention. But especially because of how excited we all are of BB22 premiering, I was into it. I liked the comic ideas. There was a couple of people that I was surprised to see on the walls, especially like Frank, like that big, like the booty thing. Do you remember his booty comic?
Kind of. I mean, like, I'm blocking out of it
because he was like, I think he tapped someone's ass. And it was kind of like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, and they made a big deal about it during the season. I think his name is Frank. Am I off?
Frank
Yeah, curly haired Frank.
Frank the Tank. He was like, he came back. He was on season 14, and then he came back like 18 or something.
Yeah,
17 or
curly haired Frank, and they made like the comic of his big old bubble butt. I didn't love seeing his face, but he has like a carrot top look kind of going on. Yeah,
that's Frank. Sure,
but I love seeing Rachel. I love that Danielle Reyes was featured in the kitchen area. I think the house looks really good, and even like the studio in the front, they redid that too. It looks really good.
For sure. I think this is my speculation now. Did you watch The Real World?
No.
Ever?
Back in the day, like when it first began.
So
yeah.
I watched The Real World. Now, okay, tinfoil hat's coming on. I think that because CBS and Viacom have merged, Viacom is the top company for MTV.
Yep.
I think that this is why there's been some crossovers between MTV and CBS, and B, the people that are usually working on, say, The Challenge and The Challenge House, they didn't have a season to work on. So I think that they worked on the Big Brother house because there is The Challenge and The Real World type feel. It's usually these big, cool lofts with like, it just has more of an MTV vibe and feel to the construction of the house. And so I'm thinking that they took some of the contractors or whatnot from MTV, The Challenge, and The Real World, and brought them on board because they probably are on contract and they weren't working at this moment. So
look at you using your brain. I mean,
I got it here, so I might as well use it.
If you have it, flaunt it. Yeah, that makes total sense to me. I don't know if they've like, whoever the designer was should probably come out and be like, hey, did the Big Brother house? Well, I guess we'll find out in the credits tonight too.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna look
keep an eye out.
sure now and see if I'm gonna go back and be like, let's see if I am right. I'm gonna go and
check that shit out.
What did you think about the pillows with some of the showmances?
Showmances. I mean, did Jeff and Jordan never have an official showmance title? I guess not.
A showman on the actual show? Because she was always like, no, for a while, right? Wasn't it after they were on the show they kind of made it official?
Yeah, I guess, but they were a showmance. They were like the only showmance that we would probably ever receive in an Allstars, or that
on the show.
They didn't. I don't think they kissed. You're right. Jordan trying to keep it together. But I love the pillows. I hope they sell them.
Say that again.
Sorry? Both of us were like, sorry, what? Huh? I like the pillows, and I hope they sell them like on the CVS store or do some sort of merch with it. I think that would be kind of cute.
Now, do you think with Nicole, so you've heard some of the rumors about Nicole maybe have been tattletaling to CVS to not get Dan and Derek on the show? Quickly, what's your thoughts about that scenario? And then I have a follow-up question.
I mean, if Nicole can literally evict every single house guest this season, I'll be really impressed. That's when I'll celebrate a Nicole win.
That's Nick's his thoughts on it as well. He's like, well, I mean, she is playing the game. If she's getting out her biggest competitions out of the game before the game even started, like that could be beneficial for her moving forward in the game. And I was like, okay, if you look at it that way, but it also like, oh, I don't know if I have this picture, but it's so good. The picture of Nicole with your hairstyle, basically. Have you seen that?
No.
Have you seen it?
Is it a Karen hairstyle?
Yeah.
Where are my scissors? Like, this is going up.
So good. Oh my gosh. I hope I can find it. Okay, I'm gonna find that later. But anyway, so the Twitter is basically saying that Nicole's a snake and she's kind of like, you know, going around and just ruining everybody's games and getting them kicked off the show. So it doesn't seem as though she has a pillow with Victor. So do you think that Nicole is gonna like go to production and be like, "Where's my
pillow?"
But like they weren't a showmance on the show, so I understand if that's what they're, you know, and she didn't have a showmance with Victor on the actual show.
I wouldn't have put like we don't have a name for them. You know, it's like I don't think that counts. Does she want a pillow with Corey? Because
Or wait, what's the surfer guy's name?
Which
Is it
one?
another Hayden? No.
Probably. How many Haydens have we had? Though I'm so happy not to see Hayden this year.
I'm not upset, not gonna
Are you?
lie.
Yeah, real life. I thought you were gonna say I'm not. I'm like, wait, what? You want to see Hayden?
No.
God no.
No. Okay, so also, I mean, there's so much Big Brother stuff that happened.
Yes.
Okay, with a friend of ours, did you see that?
Oh.
I'm gonna actually play it for you right now. I know you might have seen it already, but I'm going to
Yes.
play it for you. Anyways, right here.
Highlight of my week, maybe so far.
Like, I think it was.
COVID-19 is going on. I know you can't do much, but I hope you figure it out. Eat lots of cake. Enjoy your birthday, girl. Well, it comes once a year. Big Brother's coming on next week, so I hope you watch it. It's gonna be Allstars.
I'm gonna let it play again for the beginning because it didn't start right at the beginning.
Anyway, big Arkansas hugs to you, and I hope you have a fantastic birthday.
Happy birthday, Keisha.
I'll do the beginning.
Keisha, it's Raven from Big Brother 19. I want to wish you a very happy birthday. Thank your friend Nicole for this because she's awesome. I hope you have a great birthday, even though COVID-19 is going on.
Okay, so you've seen the whole thing now.
Yes.
I died when I saw that. I was like, it was just so genius. I'm like, I mean, I know we're poking fun at Raven a little bit. And I don't think it's mean spirit. I think it's like in good fun. And she has a cameo up. So
Yeah.
people, the fact that she didn't get the joke, or maybe she did and she's playing us.
Well, have you checked her socials at all? I'm not sure if she's commented on it or liked it at all. But
I don't think so, but it's gotten it's probably at like 70,000 views at this point.
Yeah.
So shout out Nicole. We played
so good, Nicole. So good.
online Big Brother together. We were in alliance together, and she did something for the Big Brother community, and that was getting a cameo from Raven for Keisha's actual birthday.
It was brilliant. I'm sure Keisha will find it funny once she makes it to the final two or final four at least.
I didn't know my life wasn't complete until that moment.
Yeah.
So Julie was speaking, I believe it was yesterday. She was on, I'm not sure what news channel it was, entertainment news channel of some sort. And she was just talking about she gets tested daily about, or often for COVID-19. And she did mention that the cast keeps on changing because of the fact that people tested positive. Now, Julie is like, people are kind of coming for Julie that, disclosing people's medical information is not, we'll say, it's not something that she should be doing. How do you feel about her comments, and do you think that it's fair for people to come for her for these reasons?
She didn't name names, so I mean, we all know who it was. Let's be honest. Even if one person is saying that they're fine and healthy, I don't know. I think once you kind of put yourself out there and you're part of the Big Brother community, and the speculation's been happening for quite some time about some of these castmates, I think it's kind of all free range. I'm cool with, I don't know. I feel like, yeah. I mean, they both won with Big Brother. Relax. Don't worry about it. Fandom.
Well, and also, whomever it may be, they most likely flew to California to be tested, to potentially be part of the cast.
Yeah.
And they are also well aware that if they were to be testing positive, that they were not going to be going on the show. So they also put themselves in that scenario, and people might see them going or being in California and not on the show. Like, they might be able to figure out that, you may have tested positive. Like, why else are you not on the show? And so I think it's a little bit different than something super personal, because it is actually one of the defining factors on whether or not you are going to be participating. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a little bit of a different scenario. And I'm just like, yeah, maybe she shouldn't have said anything, but it's also the reality of what's going on in this world right now. Yeah. People are testing positive, and that's why they are quarantining people for 2 weeks. And that's why they have more people that are in the wings as backup people, because it's a possibility. And so I get it that, you know, it's medical and it's personal, but also like it's part of the process of this season of Big Brother, and it's a little bit different than a regular scenario. So
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. Well,
if for whatever reason someone did end up getting sick during the show, we would know about it as well. So it's not like they're still going to be tested. It's going to be a part of the conversation. So I wouldn't really give Julie any flack for it. And it's not like people are being COVID shamed either.
no,
But
I don't think so.
at the same time, if you were eligible for an All-Star season of Big Brother, would you not be taking every precaution possible and isolating before you even begin to take your flight? I'd rent a car and drive. Like, maybe, but I don't know. I feel like you'd really try and take every precaution possible to set yourself up for success.
Especially since in the States, it's still quite rampant.
Right.
I mean, I'd feel pretty safe personally flying within Canada because our cases are significantly lower.
Yes.
Even though they have 10 times more population, like it's still significantly lower in cases. It's like in the hundreds when theirs is in the tens of thousands daily.
Absolutely. And
so I would probably, if I really wanted to be on the show, I would be like, oh my gosh, like I'm self-isolating for 2 weeks before the 2 weeks that I go and do that over there because like I really want to be on this show. I would not want to take any risk at either. So
nope.
So another thing that was leakioed, let's find this, is they were presenting the live feeds, and so they had a post being like, these are some of the 8 people that are basically going to be on the cast. They had 8 people in this photo. So let me pull up this photo for us.
There it is.
Like my picture in picture right here. So fancy. So we have Danielle Donato, we have Janelle, we have Kevin, we have Bailey, Kaser, Davon, Cody, and David Alexander. So these are the people that seemingly right now, it's with the advertisement from CBS about the live feed. So we know that we've been right about half of these people. So thank goodness we've been talking about them for like the last week and a half. So at least we aren't going to be eating our words here, most likely, unless it still is a false advertising.
Yeah. Also, Danielle looks so small in that photo. Is she like 5'1" or something?
I don't know how
towering over her.
But like I don't think they took these photos together. So like
whatever
I don't know.
The proportioning, I'm like, I don't know, maybe she is tiny.
But then maybe Janelle is actually really tall. She could be like a 5'9"er.
A little glamazon, Janelle, yeah.
And Bailey was tall, so maybe.
I'm not surprised at all that CBS has done this. I mean, like, of course they would make a mistake day of. I do think it was generally a mistake. I don't think they meant to like release it in this way, or maybe they did. Who knows? What do you think? Do you think they did it on purpose?
I think that they had things in their Hootsuite ready to go, and it just automatically uploaded, and it wasn't seen by somebody. I think, which is a similar scenario. I don't know if you saw Christmas. It seems as though she had something that was on auto send to her community, and so it was like, okay, I haven't been out of touch, but I'm actually been sequestering for Big Brother whatever Allstars, and so she sent this out to her community. So I wasn't sure if it was a fake or not, but it seems as though people had, before they went into the 2 weeks of quarantine pre-show, they had stuff that was going to be ready to be sent out. They couldn't stop because they didn't make the cast release. So like with Tyler's mom being like, oh, I'm so excited to see my son on TV again. Yeah. Interesting. You probably didn't get the memo that like, oh, we didn't release the official cast yet, Mom. I think that's why all these kind of snafus are happening, is because they were intending of having a cast reveal last Monday, and because things shifted and changes because of the climate that we're in and because of people's medical history, they had to change things, and they didn't want to change things again and again and again and again. So I think today is also safe that they can also release it now as well, kind of.
Well, I mean, I think they're in the house now, no?
No, it's supposed to be a live movie.
Is it though? Is it going to be live? I would love for it to be live. Like, I would die for that.
That they've been talking about is that it is going to be a live movement, and it's going to be a jam-packed, like, full of twists, turns, and competitions and stuff like that. So let's speculate. What the heck are they going to do?
Is this like Hunger Games? They're going to do like a live reaping? They're just like, we're doing districts.
I mean, I'd be into that. If it was like a tournament at tournament and tournament and tournament, and finally there's one head of household.
Which could be cool.
They end up having, I can't remember the competition, but for the previous All-Stars, remember, I think it was Janelle and Jace won the first one. Am I remembering?
Yes. Yep.
And so there was a duo head of household. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was something that was drawn upon that. But they had to fill in 2 hours of like live stuff, and Julie is not there. So I don't think that they're in the house yet. I think they're doing a live with them.
Okay, I do love this. Is it for sure that Julie will not be there? Do we know that for sure?
I think I do, but I could be wrong. I just can't imagine, unless they change the location. I just don't see her standing in front of a bare house with no audience, right?
Yeah, but I mean, why would they showcase the front of the house unless I guess everyone has to walk into a house anyway. So maybe, yeah, that makes sense then if she's not there. Because I think there's a screen too. So maybe she shows up on that screen.
But actually, if she's been testing for COVID regularly, maybe she will be in proximity.
Yeah, she could just like stay in the studio and take a break from.
Studio, but
she's gonna sleep there every night. Maybe Julie can join the house guests. That would be my favorite, actually. If Julie could just live in there with them.
Do you know what they did though? Apparently they had each of the potential house guests sequestered in their own house. So 20, 25 of them, they each had their own separate house that they were staying in.
God.
Beforehand. Yeah.
How do I get on Big Brother All-Stars?
I know, like I need a home.
Yeah, I want a full house to myself.
They're probably super nice, have a pool, it'd be amazing.
Yep. And then they have to go
Now I have something fun for us to do. I don't know if you saw this, but we'll participate. So Julie was found on TikTok. So she was on the CBS TikTok page, and she did a particular TikTok. So let's do it with her.
Okay. Do I need my hands?
Okay. Yeah, you need both your hands. I'm going to use one hand and then use one hand if I go down.
Oh, God. Let me do this. Let me set this shit up. One sec. Sorry, everyone. Okay.
Ready? I need both your hands up, please, like this.
Put a finger down if you would want to play Big Brother. Put a finger down if you have always secretly wanted to eat slop. Put a finger down if you would be nervous to get zinged by Zingbot. Put a finger down if you would get into a showmance. Put a finger down if you would be okay with sleeping in the half-hour room. Put a finger down if you think you could win a memory competition. Put a finger down if you think you could win an endurance competition.
Oh, yeah.
Put a finger down if you would backdoor somebody in the game. Put a finger down if you would be a floater in the game. Put a finger down if you would be a pawn in the game. Put a finger down if you would be the messy one in the house. Put a finger down if you think you could win Big Brother. Put a finger down if you're planning to watch season 22 on August 5th.
Yes, I have no fingers left.
One finger left. One pinky finger or middle finger. It's going to be like that. You're so cute, Julie. I liked your little TikTok there.
Good old. That was sweet. She looks good too.
She does look good, but because we're super fans, we want to be on this show. I would love to be Big Brother All-Stars. You know, I will have an opportunity to be on Big Brother Canada, and they will do a Big Brother versus US, and I get to compete in that as like my second season or something like that.
Sure.
Like, a dream.
Yes. That's actually a great idea for a season. I'm surprised there was some sort of like gossip about Cindy being in, but I think John Party also mentioned it, that they had been in the States for a particular reason, and then things changed and they have to quarantine now, blah 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 blah. But that would have been a really cool concept, just so we could see Ike again.
Of course. So I asked our mutual Big Brother debunker, and they said that it was completely false. So Cindy with an S was suggesting, well, actually she flat out said that she was quarantined for 2 weeks, but she was pre-gaming and she got kicked out of the potential Big Brother US versus Canada season. And I didn't really feel like it was true. It's like, we're not really allowed to go into the US, so why would you be able to go there for Big Brother? But I got an
essential service.
Yeah, right. To ask her directly, and it was no. So we know that that's not true. But I would love that season. I would watch that season. I just hope they would do better than the Sequester Big Brother Canada versus US mini. Because
I didn't mind the casting for it, to be honest.
No, but the gameplay.
Well, the gameplay, yes. I mean, it was very much Canada versus America, and I would have liked to see them all work together a little bit more and have a little bit more fun, and not make it so team against team. But I feel like when that type of game is happening, it really becomes that. Maybe if like they had been in a cast and had been living together, things would be different.
Well, and that's the thing, is that there is timing with these games where it's completely divided, right? Like you have to stay strong with your team until a certain point. I would say mostly like until you get to jury, you need to be pro your team, at least until then, because any cracks, the other side is going to gain power, and then they're never going to release that control. And so that's why they were able to dominate, is because I believe it was Liza, like right in the beginning, basically just, flipped on the Canadian side. I think it was Liza. I don't know. Was it Liza?
No,
Maddie. Yeah. And so it just like, because Ika was calling her a traitor, and Ika kind of went off on her. But, calling her a traitor is bad, because, you got to stay strong with your team until it really is beneficial for you and you're on a winning trajectory. You can't go and start joining the US team. Even you might say you're doing it, but like you can't do it.
Or you pick up the scraps and like use them for your end game to go further. It's like, okay, there's 3 left. It's kind of like what happened with Hamza and Ika during the sequester game. Like they made it far because they were the last 2 Canadians, and they needed to take out some Americans. Also, they just did that sequester mini with Reality Stars, and Karen had been asked to do it but declined, and I was so sad.
Why do you think she declined?
She mentioned it on Twitter, just being like, I just didn't want to put myself through that right now, like where my life is. I'm like, it's fair, but Karen, if you're watching this, please give us everything every time you're asked to do anything.
Yeah, please. There's some people like I really want to see, and there's some people I just really don't. And I'm thinking with this new cast, like I usually prefer to have seasons of new players.
Sure.
And I think it's because they, in my opinion, stopped getting the casting right. They did a better job, I say, pre-season 10 with their casting choices that they were bringing on the show. Or maybe it was just the climate was a little bit different, and our tolerance was better for different things. Like, I'm not sure what it is, but I enjoyed the cast better before season 10. So I'm thinking that, if they have returning seasons, it's going to be all the people that I already don't like. I don't want to see them again.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling, though, with this, we are lucky enough to get a season where there actually are, they need anybody. So they're going to all the seasons finally and bring them together. And so I'm actually excited and intrigued about seeing this cacophony of people coming together and what is going to happen. Do you have any predictions? Any like people you're rooting for? Any people that you want out first? Like, give me something.
Okay, my predictions are Memphis and Keisha are going to be friendly. that
She's gonna
Janelle,
showmance now that he's available.
well, I don't know about a showmance, but she was super pissed when he voted her out at Final Four in their season. And I feel like enough time's gone by that they'll be like, okay, like let bygones be bygones. I think Kaser and Janelle will like hook up again. But I think what the world wants and needs is a Janelle, Danielle, Day,
God.
and Keisha Final Four. I think we're all just rooting for that. We want it. I want them to play all sides of the house, but really be with each other.
Would the world be so kind to us?
I mean, I don't think anything more beautiful could happen.
That like is just so amazing. Actually, even if Bailey got brought in there, like
Sure, the Nicoles.
I don't think Nicole doesn't.
She plays well with men in general.
Yes, and I don't remember specifically, but I don't know about Nicole's relationship with Janelle from The Amazing Race. I feel as though Janelle is better friends with Rachel and Alyssa, and they are not super cool with Nicole from, I forget what happened on The Amazing Race, but like Nicole, I think they U-turned them and stuff like that, and it was like they had a lot of friction and they lied and stuff like that. So I don't know if Janelle is going to be friendly with Nicole. What do you think about that, actually?
I think oh man, I wish I could do a better Nicole impersonation. I have to work on it. Was it okay? Okay. Oh man. I've just seen so many good ones. I'm so proud of you, whoever does the great Nicole impression. I don't know. I think Janelle's like not going to give her another thought. I think Nicole's going to have to play different though. She's engaged. Like she's not going to be able to use her flirtation to, which is in my opinion, is a valid way to play the game. Sure. I just think she's going to have to change it up. And maybe she'll go in being like, hey, Janelle, you're a strong woman. I want to work with you. I do think in general, with the casting, the girls are a lot stronger than the boys. I'm rooting for pretty much like all the girls. But am I excited to see like Memphis, even Tyler? Like my prediction is Tyler's not going to make it far.
Well, that's my prediction. Anything that he had before, other than Bailey, he had some loyal soldiers, and he doesn't have anybody really in the house that's like going to listen to everything that he said. And also, everybody's already seen him play that particular game, so
and played it well.
Be able to charm people as easily. Than the people that created How to Be Charming on Big Brother. You know what I mean? Like you're going against the people that invented the show.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. But actually, I think he's going to need to win things and like gain some power, and maybe in that he can find some allies. But I don't know. I think if he doesn't win the first week or even the second week, I will not be surprised if Tyler's taken out early.
Okay, so what's your just like blowed out their prediction of first head of household and their nominations and potentially first boot?
First head of household is going to be Day. Day's gonna win it. And I think she's gonna put up Tyler and Tyler and
this Photoshop image.
Yeah, that is incredible, but that's not what I'm basing it on, I promise. I just think I do think Day's like I know that she's really strong on the challenge, and I do think it'll be a physical competition, but maybe like Tyler and another guy, or Tyler and Christmas, because no one wants Christmas in the house.
I forgot about her until just right now. Well, I mean, I know we spoke about her briefly, but I forgot.
Christmas.
I mean, this is the thing. With Christmas, I am interested in seeing how she plays, because I was interested in her before she played season 19. So I was like, oh, she's fit, she's beautiful. Like, let's see how she plays, like strong woman. Like, I'm curious. Then she hurt herself, and she had to completely pivot and change her game. Now, the game that she played, I didn't necessarily enjoy, but it was one that got her to the final 3 in the end. And she may have been dragged along, and she played like,
I think she would have won if she had made it to the final 2 personally. I do.
Against those two, I think she could have probably pulled out some votes.
But she played Paul's game, and that's where people like didn't have the most respect for her and her gameplay. The viewers, I should say. I think in the house she made enough personal relationships, and I think it was a little more of a personal vote at the end as opposed to who the best player was. I want to see the best players.
She voted for? Do you remember?
She voted for. Oh shit, I don't remember. That's juicy. I think she voted for Paul because I think she kind of had a drugged up crush on him.
Maybe. Okay, my last questione.
Yes.
Okay, is, well, I heard that the feeds are going to be starting right after the West Coast airing can finish it. Now, are you a feed watcher, and how do you feel about people watching the feeds as opposed to just watching the TV show?
I am definitely a feeds watcher. I love Big Brother After Dark when it actually was a thing. I wish we were getting it this year. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I check Joker's updates. And I, for the next 3 months, I'm not a big Twitter person, but I've become more of a Twitter person. So I think I'm going to depend on that a lot, but I'm definitely a feeds watcher. Yeah, it's happening. It's going to be a rough couple of months. It's going to be strange to be watching it when it's not the summer. Like when we're watching it in October, I'm like, okay, then it's getting cold.
Like
I'm gonna be
OTT?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the couch, like freezing cold, cozy under a blanket, watching Big Brother. Can't wait. But yeah, I'm definitely a feeds person. I think you can spoil whatever the hell you want because it's in real time. And I just watched the show to watch it all happen again and to kind of see what the editors, what kind of spin they put it on, and to see the diagrams.
I'm with you there. I think, and not to shame anybody that doesn't watch the feeds, but I don't actually think you can call yourself a super fan if you don't watch the feeds. Like, the game is called Big Brother, and that's because someone's watching you at all times. There's no reason for them to have these 99 cameras and every angle like being recorded and filmed if it wasn't meant to be watched. It's not supposed to be like set up and cut out of like what's happening in a storyline built as a show. Yes, that's what they're doing because they are creating a TV show with the footage that they're receiving, but the whole concept is derived by watching people, like watching these animals in their habitat, like that's what the show is about. And that's what I find most interesting. Like, I've seen the live entrances for BB Canada and being in the audience and seeing them go in and just seeing them meet each other for the first time. And there's no music. It's just like, it's like the sound of the house and like, the nervous laughter, like you see everything that's going on, and like that I find to be really exciting. And I want to know the gossip that's happening first. There's so many times where huge things happen in the house that doesn't really fit the storyline going on in the show. So it doesn't even get revealed or shown. Things about even Jackson last season, he did some things that were inappropriate, I would say, that were never showed on the actual television show. So people never understood why he was getting any hate or people weren't standing Jackson. And so, as much as I like to see what the editors put together and the storyline and the story that they want to tell, and I do appreciate watching the live Thursday episode to, and seeing in real time potentially who wins the head of household. I also love watching the competitions on the live feeds and seeing, the deals that are being made and like who actually dropped out first. And I can speculate as to whether or not, they were throwing the competition or not. Like, you get to see it all happening and not what the editors and producers decide that they want you to see. So I feel as though you cannot be considered a super fan if you don't watch the feeds. You don't want to be spoiled. The show is a spoiler.
Yes, wait for it to be filmed. Yeah. I definitely agree with you that I just think it's in a more immersive experience when you're doing the live feeds. Like, how many times has a challenge, head of household challenge, started on a Thursday night where we don't find out the results during the live show, but 3 hours later that night we do know the results? Absolutely. That's the world that I live in. I don't have patience. If I died on a Friday, I'd want to know who won head of household that night.
I me too. I'm not gonna like be like, oh, the show decided they didn't want me to know what happened yet, so I'm
I gotta wait.
Sunday.
Yeah, screw that.
What?
I'll still watch Sunday, but I don't care.
I
want to know.
mostly watch it for A, like we were saying, the how they're going to edit the show, and B,
And
for the diary
rooms.
rooms, to see what they're actually saying, what they're thinking. Even though the diary rooms seem to be a little bit more contrived, as we've been learning from some people's, talking about their experiences, whether it was Christine from season 16 has been talking a lot about her diary rooms being manipulated to tell a certain thing. So I don't even necessarily trust the diary rooms, as a confessional anymore. But I do watch it just to see maybe the narrative that's being told. So I love the live feeds. I've been watching the live feeds since season two. Yeah, I might have watched it a little bit in season 1, but season 2, I figured out how to hack it. Like, do you remember ICQ?
Of course.
And so I would go to ICQ and get some sort of key from somebody and to unlock the live feeds. And then I had a cable hooked up to my computer, to my TV, so I would watch the live feeds of Dr. Will on my television. And so also I had to consider the fact that I've been a feed watcher since the beginning. So that's the only really way that I've ever enjoyed the show. So I'll give them a slight pass on that, but I still think that the show is all about the hidden cameras. So let's watch stuff that's hidden.
Absolutely. I also don't mind the downtime. I like hearing about just what's going on. I want to watch them cook.
Yeah.
I want to see the small little moments. And if I get bored, then I'll check the recaps and then know when to tune in or rewind and fast forward. But yeah, I'm definitely a live feeders kind of guy.
So much more content, and it's just so, I don't know, it's just raw and real. I think it's more exciting than the actual produced show. So those are my thoughts. You better be with me. Kidding. So do you have any other gossip that's been going on, or well, this is not Big Brother actually. I'm just curious actually. You probably don't, but do you watch The Bachelorette?
No. But I did hear about The Bachelorette. What's her name again? Claire.
So, okay, I'll just give the brief breakdown just as we're doing gossip and it's not only about Big Brother, even though it is. So
pretty much.
Claire was going to be the first Bachelorette that was going to be over the age of 30. She's 39 years old. And, people have been asking just to change it up. But the last few seasons, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette have been quite young. They haven't ended in either an engagement or in it hasn't gone in the way that would say the producers and the fans would really want to see. We want to see people find love. Even though it's a personal show, there's a lot of silly stuff that goes on. We are tuning in because we want to see a love story, and it hasn't been the love story that we've been wanting. And so they kind of went outside of the box, and Claire's been within the franchise a little bit. So she's been on a season of, I think one season of Juan Pablo's season of The Bachelor. I don't know if she was on a second season of The Bachelor, I can't remember. And then a couple seasons of Bachelor in Paradise. Okay. And so she's pretty known in the community. Oh, Bachelor in Paradise, and she's on Bachelor Winter Games as well.
So she's looking for love.
She's
legit.
Also adult, and she does seem to find committed relationships. They just haven't been working out. And so they were finally giving Claire someone who they know wants to be in a relationship. She's older and she's going to be more serious for sure. So she does this. And then apparently she found love within the first 2 weeks. And I don't know what has happened. So spoiler alert, guys, if you haven't heard this yet, and it's going to come out though. I don't think it can be stopped now. I think even Entertainment Tonight has said it. That she doesn't want to be the Bachelor anymore. Apparently she wouldn't leave her room, because she wants to just be solid with this one particular person. And so now another woman, Tayshia, who was on Colton's season, she was in the final 3, I believe. Colton broke up with her. She ended up going on Bachelor in Paradise. She kind of found a relationship with this other guy, John Paul Jones. They broke up, and they asked Tayshia, who is a woman of color, to now.
That's who I thought you were. I thought that was Claire.
No, it's Tayshia. Replace Claire and be the Bachelorette. So we wanted Tayshia to be the Bachelorette anyways. Obviously, we've been looking for diversity. We wanted Claire as well because, you know, age diversity would be interesting as well, even though they still cast people that were 25 and 26 to be with this 39-year-old woman. I was like, yeah, she dates younger, but she doesn't want that young. Nobody wants that. No one wants a 15-year age difference. Like, it's not good. But anyway, so it looks like Tayshia is quarantining right now. She did fly out. And so she might be taking over the season of The Bachelor. So what do you think about this just in general?
Okay. Is she taking over like Claire's sloppy seconds?
Kinda.
I would just assume that when they were casting, they would actually have the Bachelorette in mind with who they were bringing in. So I don't know if she's going to have the most luck, like finding love. I mean, it would be amazing and could happen, but I don't know if they'll...
One thing is that they had started, I believe, with maybe 42 or so potential people for Claire.
Okay.
Only maybe say 25 or 30 actually got on the show. So there's, you know, a dozen of them that were released. And so I don't know if all of them had already started the process with Claire, or they knew Claire was the Bachelorette, or if, like, I guess they would know because it was, everybody was at home and it was a little bit different. The cast release and the lead release was a little bit different than seasons. But Tayshia was in the talks before Claire was in. So it could be a potential that some people were like, I like any of these options, like the 4 people that were kind of moving around, I'd be interested in getting to know. But it would be sloppy seconds, most like for anybody that started the dating process with Claire at this point.
I think it's a cool concept for the season, and I hope they actually started out with Claire, and then they show the transition.
They have to do it.
Good.
That's good.
I might actually watch that.
We'll watch it and talk about it with me and Brazil.
Okay. All right. Oh, Brazil's doing it. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting scenario. It's very 2020-esque. Yeah. Like, you know, nothing's the same.
Nothing's going right. No.
I think it makes the drama that, you know, the show is craving, like, ooh, yeah. Like they must have at first panicked and then are like, no, this is great.
Yeah, they realized.
But I'm thinking though, what it must have happened was, and I kind of heard this from this perspective from Reality Steve. Reality Steve does, he kind of does spoilers about The Bachelorette, reality TV in general, but mostly about The Bachelorette. And he apparently is dating Kat Dunn, FYI. Ooh. And so Reality Steve, he said on a podcast that he thinks that because Claire had her cast potentials before they went into quarantine, that she might have started maybe messaging or maybe FaceTiming with some of the cast, and maybe that's why she developed such a strong bond, and then they met in person and they felt that it was something that they wanted to work towards, and she didn't want to be dating anybody else at that point. And so he's thinking it must have been that they've been talking for a month or two beforehand, in order for her to be like a week and a half in, be like, sorry guys, I think I found love, I'm out of here. Like it's too crazy.
That's kind of irresponsible on ABC's part though, to like let her know who she's choosing between before she even starts rolling the cameras.
Well, she knew that, and then this one guy,
she doesn't want to waste time. She's 39. She doesn't want to waste any time. She's 39 years old.
Like, ooh, this guy's cute. Let me just DM him. Like, I mean, she might as well. Like, you have all these people that are going to be coming on the show for you. She might as well start vetting them from then.
Why not?
Right?
And then finds the one.
Even with that, so Matt James, he's a Black male. He's friends with Tyler Cameron, who's another Bachelor, you know, person, contestant that was on another season. Anyway, so he was supposed to be on Claire's season, and Claire kind of got mad at him because he was promoting a charity, and she thought that he was doing it because he had clout from the Bachelorette, but like he wasn't doing that. He always had the charity. And anyway, so there was a big kerfuffle that she was kind of mad at him, like being like, no, like you should be doing this for me, not for yourself. And so then he got announced as being the next Bachelor.
Yes,
even
I saw him.
Before everything happened. So, you know, things have been definitely very different. Pardon?
Handsome man.
Very handsome. Ooh. So we're gonna have, it seems to be, 2 Black back-to-back Bachelorette and Bachelors in 2020.
Give it to me. Thank God.
Right? So it's interesting. I'm happy the way these things are turned out.
Yeah.
Everything is just so messy, like that I'm really enjoying. Like try to control this ABC. Try to control this CBS. Like you're trying to put on a show during a pandemic and
Good luck.
riot. Like it's just there's so much going on. I'm happy there's gonna be seasons, but like it's so messy right now.
Give me it. I mean, what else do we expect?
Give it.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Okay, so that's all I got.
Me too.
That's all I got. And I would be so happy if you decide to watch Bachelorette with us.
What night of the week does it come on?
Mondays usually.
I can do a Monday, sure.
Monday. We can either
You let me know when or where.
Monday right after or Tuesday. Yeah, we can talk about it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody else for tuning in live for our discussion here about basically Big Brother, but a few little tidbits of other things. You can find me on social media at ShanFranFran or at Reality Realness with 3 S's. Jojo, where can the people find you?
My Instagram is at Joseph O'Toole and my Twitter is at O'Toole Joe, J-O.
O'Toole Joe.
Yes.
Everybody else, make sure you subscribe right down below, please. Ring that bell so you can get notified every time we have a new video or we go live, and like this video so we can get some support to doing more amazing videos that we love. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And
bye.
Enjoy Big Brother! It's starting! Bye, guys.
Bye.